Alrighty. Well, there's a story here I'm going to tell you. This farm was a working farm a long time ago. Kind of neat to see the old GM truck in there. But anyway, behind that big white tent, Quonset hut or whatever, there is an old farmhouse, but the view of it's covered up by the tent. Anyway, this driveway here, this long laneway that goes in, there's a story from when I was a kid about that. What had happened was a young couple, this is back when I was in grade 1. I remember I was 6 years old because I remember hearing the story and I couldn't understand it at the time because, of course, I was 6 and I didn't know about sex and all that stuff. So I didn't know. It didn't make a lot of sense to me, the story at the time. But basically, what had happened was, this was back in 1974. I was 6 years old. A teenage couple had pulled in here at the end of the laneway and parked. And they went into the back seat and they did their thing. And they fell asleep together in the back seat. Now, it was in the cold weather, so they kept the heater running. And the old car was kind of rusty and had a faulty exhaust system. And, well, the old farmer, he came up to the end of the laneway in the morning, and he found the car with the 2 teenagers in it, and they had passed away. And, of course, they were both in the back seat, huddled together, naked. And I remember hearing the story when I was 6, and I couldn't figure out why they had pulled into a driveway and went to sleep and took their clothes off and went to sleep. It didn't make any sense to me at the time. But anyway, I just thought it was a strange kind of a thing to do, that's all. Anyway, that's what it was. They'd gone into the back seat to have a little fun, and after the festivities, they had a nap, and they didn't wake up from it anyway. They were just teenagers. But I say the man here found them in there, and found them in the car in the morning anyway. But yeah, I remember that happening. All right, kind of a sad story, but that sort of thing does happen, you know. All right, a little bit of history, I guess. There's cattails in the ditch here. There's lots of cattails. And of course, you know me, I'm a cat person, so I really like the cattails, as you might imagine. Anyway, I better get out of here before I cause an accident. I guess the shoulder of the road is very narrow here, and I'm driving a wide truck. All right. Perf is straight ahead. We're almost in town. Bye for now.